bringing your baby on a Disney cruise. Let's talk about it. What do you need to bring? What do they include? Are they welcome? Is it a good idea? Are there specific ports you should avoid or go to? We're going to get into all the things right now. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a mom of four. I'm your unofficial Disney Cruise Line mom. I have brought all of my babies, all four of them, except for one, on a Disney cruise. And that's because it was COVID times. We're going to get into all the nitty gritty details because I know exactly what it's like and have done it many, many times. We have been on Disney ships over 100 days across 17 plus sailings. Let's start at the very beginning. What are the requirements to bring a baby on a Disney ship? Okay, so if you are going somewhere like the Bahamas or Alaska, or if you're already in Europe or already somewhere else, the requirement is 6 months of age. Now, if you are going transatlantic, trans-Pacific, if you are taking one of those different itineraries, Panama Canal, the child needs to be at least 1 year old. You can book these sailings before the baby is born. And I have done that. And they can come once they hit 6 months, or if it's a longer itinerary, they will have to be 12 months, a year. And there are no exceptions to this. If the baby is not that age, they cannot sail. So yeah, we have had a situation where I was pregnant. We didn't even know what we were having when we first booked this cruise. It was a Panama Canal cruise, which is very, very hard to get. So some sailings are like more difficult to book because they have like a cult following. The Panama Canal might be the one that is like the most cult following. And so we had to reserve it on opening day. But I was very newly pregnant and did not know what we were having. We did not know exactly. We had an idea of her due date, but we weren't sure. And it ended up being like her due date was March 6th and the sailing was March 4th. So if she came past her due date, then, or like didn't come at the right exact moment, then she was not going to be able to sail and we were not going to be able to sail. And she ended up coming in February, so it was fine. But it's just very interesting to know. So that's all about like the requirements for sailing. Now let's talk about what's provided. In your stateroom, if you notate on your reservation, which you can do in advance, and I'll show you what the screen looks like. So when you notate that you are bringing a baby on the ship, you can let them know the things that you would like. Like, for example, pack and play. They'll have that waiting for you in the room. And one of the things that I love about the pack and play is they have like a sheet. The way their sheet works is it's on the bottom, but then it goes all the way up and over. So if you've got a baby that's like gnawing on the edges, not to worry. They're cleaning that and they've got a fresh one for you and your baby. They clean these things so you don't have to bring your own sheets. You don't have to bring your own pack and play. It's already provided for you. They also, whenever we sail, we request a diaper genie. So that's already in our room when we get there. There are other things you can request. They're a first come, first serve basis. We have never requested a bottle sterilizer or bottle warmer because my babies have, for the most part, been breastfed. So this is like the full list of what's provided. And yeah, just take note and Disney will provide. Okay, on the topic of activities. So there's a lot going on the ship. And then there's like very few activities for babies. But that makes sense because they're babies. So the first activity is toddler time. A lot of the ships have toddler time. It is in the mornings typically as like an open house in the kids club. And they used to have like toddler toys and all these things, but that is more or less no more. But they open up certain spaces in the kids club for little ones to come play. This is a really great opportunity, but it's usually earlier in the morning, like maybe from like 8 to 9 or 9 to 10. So just something to know. But typically babies are up then, so it shouldn't be a problem. Number 2, all of the ships have a Splashpad. And these are like the toddler hangout zone. So highly recommend checking out the Splashpads. We spend a lot of time in there with our babies and toddlers, and they have a blast. Number 3 activities, the Jack Jack Diaper Dash. If your baby is a crawler or a new walker that will still crawl, this is a great opportunity for you to race your baby. It's a lot of fun. It is a little bit overwhelming, overstimulating, and maybe a little bit questionable ethically, right? But it's all in fun. The kids have a great time. Parents have a great time. Everybody has a great time. So that's another activity for the babies. Now, beyond that, there are so many activities that the babies are invited to, but it's not meant for them. So if you go to a drawing class, probably not like the most baby-friendly thing. You can give them some markers, but I don't know, like my baby's not really a great idea for them. Same with like any crafts. the crafts like involve cutting. They're like not meant for babies. So I'd stay away from that. However, there's a lot of like fun character meet and greets, and then there's like things like the character dance parties, like a Disney Junior dance party. And I think those are like much more like baby friendly activities. But like for my youngest babies, they were just worn. Like I just throw on a baby carrier and we're going and they're going to do whatever I'm doing. So if we're going to just like sit by the pool, we're going to just sit by the pool. If they're napping, they might nap like on deck 4, like just, out on the promenade. They might be napping in the room. Like we might be napping all over the ship. They might be napping while I'm having lunch. We're everywhere. Like we don't like isolate ourselves because of the baby. We're going everywhere. Now, that said, you can use the nursery. And this is probably the best use of the nursery is when you have a younger baby. Because you can put them in the nursery for nap time. You can put them in for like any time. They are open early in the morning all the way up like till midnight. And you can go do it, whatever it is you want to do. You want to go to the spa. You want to go to the pool. You want to go to the adult only areas. If you want to go to lunch, go to dinner, whatever it is you want to do, put the baby in the nursery. Now, the nursery is not free. It costs $9 an hour, but that price has not changed since we've had babies. So our youngest baby is almost 2, but our oldest kid is now close to 8. And since we've been sailing with him, it has not changed price. More things to know about the nursery. If you are nursing your baby, you can go in there and nurse them. So let's say you have a Apollo reservation, you have like, a dining experience. You go to the dining experience and it's time, you got to go feed the baby. Instead of like having to take the baby out and go back to your room and nurse the baby and then bring them back, you can go into the nursery. They will let you back and they will let you nurse your baby right then and there, which is amazing. They've got like a darker area, like where the beds are, like the cribs are. That's the word, cribs. They have like a rocking chair for you to nurse the baby, and the cribs are, and it's like darker, and so it's a really good environment to do that without it being overstimulating. It's just a really nice area. Also in the nursery, they have a lot of fun there. They have characters come by sometimes. They will do crafts sometimes. You never know what your baby's going to be up to, but they're really involved with them and they just have so much fun. And I absolutely love that this is an opportunity, like that we have that available to us when we cruise. Like where else is somebody taking care of childcare, like while you're like at the drop of a hat? Like I could just be like, you know what? I kind of want to go to the gym. Let me go drop my baby off at the nursery. And it's like no questions asked. Like I don't have to like call and make a reservation. I don't have to do anything. I can just go by there, and if there's availability, I can drop her off. Now, on that note, before you get on the ship, you can reserve up to 10 hours of nursery time before you even board, which is fantastic. Now, that said, like you may be like a little bit concerned that, the nursery's going to fill up. It depends on the sailing. It depends on the ship. I have only experienced that once or twice, and it was totally okay. It was like just during one of the meals, and they let me know as soon as like they said, okay, at 7:30 we'll have an opening. And so then I was able to reserve that and then come back at 7:30 and drop her off. So it's really like not that big of a deal. But if there are excursions or special events or things that you have like reservations for, it's really important that you go ahead and make those reservations before you get on the ship with the nursery so that they can prioritize your kids' care while you go have a good time. In the nursery, do they feed your kids? Yes and no. It depends on what you want. They have a whole list. I will put up the list right here of all the things that they have available in the nursery. And this is from May 2025 on the Disney Fantasy. So things may have changed or they might be different on a different ship. But this is everything that they have available for babies. Now, you can let them know if your baby has any allergies or if you don't want your baby getting any food, and they will respect that, and they won't be giving your kid anything that you haven't already allowed. You can also send in pre-packaged items with your baby when you come into the nursery. So other things that you're going to bring with you to the nursery. You're going to bring some diapers. You're going to bring wipes. You're going to bring an extra change of clothes, whatever it is that your baby needs. But if you don't, and there have been instances where we have dropped off the baby and forgotten the things and had a reservation or whatever, they will take care of it. So if something happens and your baby has an accident and they need a new pair of shorts, You might have your baby coming home in some shorts that you're like, I didn't pack those. And they may not be the right size. And that's okay. Like, it's totally okay. Disney does a fantastic job of providing, if need be, in situations where it's warranted. Now, moving on to food and dining in general. When you bring your baby to the dining room, they're absolutely welcome. You don't have to worry about like your baby being disruptive or whatever. Like, they are so welcome there. And my babies make a huge mess every time we go to dining on Disney Cruise Line. And it's okay. Like, it is what it is. They are babies. They do that at home too. It's no big deal. Now, as far as like what they will serve, Disney does not have like sippy cups. Like, they'll have like a cup with a straw on it, but if you tip that thing over, it is spilling. So we typically bring these cups with us. They have a lid and like a sippy cup, and they're stainless steel, so they're a little bit easier to clean, and a straw for our kiddos. We also bring bibs because our kids make such a mess. I highly recommend bringing bibs, or just bring like stain remover because your kid is going to make a mess. That's just part of it. And the other thing Disney doesn't provide is little baby silverware. So if you have a child that is learning to self-feed and they are wanting to do it themselves, yes, you know what I'm talking about. When your baby's like, yeah, no, I want to eat the ice cream all by myself, or I want to eat the applesauce, whatever it is. You may want to bring some sort of small baby utensil, because Disney does not carry them on the ships. There are a few dessert spoons that are smaller in size, but they are not this size. So I highly recommend bringing your own baby silverware. So what will Disney provide for your baby to eat? They will puree anything you want, if that's the way you want to go. They will also help you if you want softer foods, like if you want steamed veggies, they can do steamed veggies. We do a lot of like rice dishes. They do rice, any kind of meats. You can cut up whatever. Our kids basically, when they start eating, we just give them whatever. We're not really strict on what they eat unless they have an allergy, and we've done that before. Otherwise, it's such a fun place for trying new foods. Give your baby lobster for the first time, because in other instances, maybe I'm not giving my baby lobster because I'm not going to waste that on my baby. But on Disney Cruise Line, because it's already included, you've already paid for it, why not? Have the shrimp, have the lobster, have the steak, have all the foods we wouldn't do at home. So yes, trying new foods is my favorite part about bringing a baby on a Disney Cruise Line. One of my little ones, she had a croissant for the first time on a Disney cruise, and ever since then, her name was Little Sassant, because that's how she said it, Sassant. Even now, to this day, she is like 4 years old and she loves croissants. So that is just such a sweet thing about being on a cruise ship, is because the food is all inclusive, you can just let them try all the things, and it's just a really fun experience. And Disney has both booster seats and high chairs, so you don't have to worry about that at all. And they have them everywhere, whether you're on the pool deck or in the quick serve, the cabanas, or Marceline Market, or in the sit-down dining. They have high chairs and booster seats everywhere, so you can get access to those things pretty readily. Gosh, I can't speak. And if you need help finding those things, you just ask someone on staff or a crew member, and they are so kind to help you. And if you are carrying your baby in one of those areas and you need help carrying your food, you can ask someone, and a lot of times they'll offer before you even ask. But if no one's offered, you can ask someone to help you get food, from the one place to where you're sitting. And they are glad to support you and your baby in that experience. All right, let's talk about ports. Are there specific ports that are good for babies, or are there ports that are not so great for babies? And the answer is it kind of depends on exactly what stage your baby is in. Now, if your baby is not yet walking, I'm talking they are probably crawling, if that. And we have taken a baby that was just not crawling yet. So we have a child with Down syndrome, and so we have taken him on cruises before he was crawling, before he was walking. And then we've had another kiddo that we took right at the 6-month mark and the 7-month mark, and she was not yet crawling. And I will say the beach was a bad idea for them, because they were just eating sand. The Splashpad was better once they're sitting, And that's a great option if you're going to like one of Disney's private islands. But I will also say, like on Disney's private island, specifically Castaway, they have bikes, and you can't really reserve the baby on the bike. But mom and dad can reserve bikes, and then you go over and you be like, hey, I have a baby. And they have the bikes with the little seat on them for you to bike ride with your baby. And it is so much fun. We have had the best time doing that. Really totally depends on how big your baby is as far as like if that's a good idea. But we have done that with a 1-year-old. And I highly recommend it. So much fun. Like one of our top experiences. Now, otherwise, like if you're baby wear all the time, like I do, I think going to see cities, going on like adventures, hiking, and that sort of thing is a great option. So we have taken a baby to Alaska before, and it was amazing because you just put the baby on and you just go. I don't think a beach day is necessarily the right choice if you're baby wearing. Like if the baby is not yet walking, stay away from beach days. Go do something. And the baby will fall asleep wherever you are. So go enjoy and do all the adult things that you would want to do that you can't do once that baby's a toddler. Because once the baby is a toddler, the beach is the right option because those kids want a snack all the time. Toddlers and preschoolers, like they don't want to hear about the history of anything. They are not there for that. They are there for the snacks. They are there for the water. They are there for the fun. And they don't want to wait. They don't want to be in a car, a bus, a train. They don't want to be like stuck anywhere. They want to go free. So, you know, it's interesting that like we've done the Mediterranean, we've done Europe, we've done Alaska with a baby, we've done a lot of the Caribbean with littles. And I will say a lot of times when we're in like the Bahamas, if we have kids that are that really, really young beach age, like we just kind of stick to the beach and won't try to do anything like historic in nature. But if there's a lot of nature excursions where we can go out and do something, that's kind of the big ticket there with the littles. Especially like if you can wear them, that's the play. Anytime like you can go, I think Alaska is like one of those great places where you can go to like a national park, you can go see a glacier. But I'm not talking like, this is not, a lot of excursions in Alaska have age requirements. So I don't necessarily think that every excursion is the right one. But when you can just go do something on a boat or go explore, like those are the things you're doing with like little tiny humans. But again, like if the baby is a baby, we're talking like 6, 7, 8 months, 9 months, and they're not feral and on the go, if they're still snuggly little sweet cherubs, you go do whatever it is you want to do. You want to go do a drink tasting, go do a drink tasting. You want to go do a historic tour of that city, go do the historic tour of that city. Like, do whatever it is you want. You want a long day, go do a long day. They're going to fall asleep on you. Like, don't worry about nap time. Now, if you have like a 2 to 3-year-old who is absolutely feral, that's a whole different ballgame. So this is your first kid, go have fun. Take that little baby, put them in the baby carrier, and go live your life. Because in about 2 years, you are going to be living their life. And I don't mean that in the bad way. It's still super fun. But we're now in a season where we are not doing history tours. We are not doing what we want to do necessarily. We are experiencing life with them. We are going to playgrounds. We are going to beaches. We are going in nature. We are not in deep learning zone. So that's what you need to know about ports. Things to bring if you are bringing a baby on a Disney cruise. Number 1, you're going to need to bring diapers, and not just your regular diapers. You need to bring your day diapers, your night diapers, and swim diapers. And you're going to need more than what you think because the baby's going to be like in and out of diapers all the time. If they're in the water and out of the water, then you might change them an extra time than you would have otherwise. So bring extra diapers. And also on the swim diaper front, we really like reusable swim diapers for cruising because if you're in the water every day of the week, instead of bringing, 8, 10 swim diapers, just bring 2. If something happens, you do have to clean them, but you're going to have to clean your kid anyway. So, we really like these. Next, you need to bring laundry detergent and a stain stick because your kid is going to get messy. Because if they're enjoying the food on Disney Cruise Line, they're going to make a mess. And it's just part of it. So embrace it and just be prepared. Bring laundry detergent and bring a stain stick. And maybe that means you can pack a little bit lighter because you know you're going to do laundry. Next, we already talked about the bib and the utensils. You need to bring those, the baby utensils, because like we said, Disney doesn't carry these on board, which is weird. And then sunscreen, you need to bring sunscreen. This is one of our favorite little tools. It's like a little sunscreen, applicator. It's not tied to any brand of sunscreen. I think other sunscreens now do this, but it's soft and it's just easy for the kids. But if you do get something like this, you need to get a runny, like a thinner sunscreen. Otherwise, the sunscreen might be too thick and it might not work as well. Finally, is it worth it? Is it a good idea to bring a baby on a Disney cruise? 100 and like a bajillion percent. Yeah, it's so worth it. Like, it's beyond worth it. And here's why. Okay, you know how your baby makes a mess at home? Well, you're not cleaning it up. So they mess up the table, they get stuff everywhere, they spill the drink, whatever. You don't have to clean it up. Next, you know how like when the baby's napping and you're like, there's so much I want to do right now, but you can't because you can't leave your house because the baby is napping? Well, you can drop that sweet baby off at the nursery and they can go nap, and you can go to the spa, you can go to the pool, you can go get a drink, you can go have a meal, you can go take a nap yourself, you can go do whatever it is you want. And it's amazing, and it's right there. Next, you are not cooking at all. Full stop. No one is cooking. You don't have to grocery shop, you don't have to cook, you don't have to wonder like, well, what am I going to feed the baby for dinner? What am I going to eat for dinner? What are we going to eat for lunch? What are we going to eat for breakfast? What is the baby going to eat? Like, none of that mental load on eating and dining. No. It's all there. It's all included. And you can eat however much or however little you want. And it doesn't change anything. Like, you don't have to pay extra if you don't like what you got or if the baby doesn't like it. Like, it's not a problem. It's just like one less thing off your plate. And then you go to the private islands and you can leave the baby in the nursery and you can go to the adults only side of the island if you want to. You don't have to leave the baby. You can bring the baby with you and go to the family section. But there are beautiful beaches that Disney has access to, and you can leave your baby with wonderful caretakers in the nursery and go enjoy that. Is it worth it? 1,000% worth it. 10 out of 10. Best thing to look forward to postpartum is bringing my baby on a Disney cruise. So I hope that helps. Okay, I think that about covers it. If you have any questions or if you want to see more in this series, please like and subscribe. I think next week we're going to have all things pregnancy and cruising. And then we're also going to have everything you need to know about bringing little kids on a Disney cruise. So like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.